To the Bold Will Hold podcast. Once again, I'm Jordan. We got Britton, Haley, and Cheyenne.
What it do?
Today, Britton's going to kind of run the show. He's going to ask some questions. We're going to talk a little bit about our tattoo history, where we came from, our roots, what got us into tattooing. And then we're also going to touch on... The audio is staticky.
Yep.
I hear a fan of some sort.
It's this,
Kicking hard.
but that's not what it is. It's
Are we alive?
We're working
We
on it.
are.
But
Unos momentos.
Unos momentos.
Unos momentos. No shirt, no shoes, no dice.
I hate you. This is what
audio's
it's-
working.
Hey!
Oh, great. Oh, yeah.
This is a day in the life at Bluebird. Like, this is just how we act.
It's been a
every
long
day.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
you come
think.
get tattooed, this is definitely a goofy bunch. We like to have fun for
Yeah.
sure.
It was a goofy weekend, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
We were busy today. We were busy yesterday.
But yeah, anyways, back to getting back on subject, ADHD squirrel. Let's see, we can also talk about, I've seen it pretty prevalent, and I've been asked quite a few times about AI, like machines doing tattoos, because on Shark Tank this past week, there was totally a guy who has a machine that does dot work, tattoos.
I just found about that today. My
And
client
it
told me.
just
Yeah, it
baffles
like blew
me,
up in
but
the last
people have been
24
asking
hours.
me about it for a while. Like, am I worried about it and stuff like that? So yeah, I guess we could start off since we're already in it. Let's keep going with that.
What do you think about AI? Or are we talking about machines first or the AI?
Are you
Well, AI, artificial intelligence, is kind of a machine.
Yeah, there's
you know what I'm saying?
different
So,
elements.
but yeah, I'm talking like 3D printer.
Tattoos.
Yes, essentially
Sounds
a
terrible.
machine doing a tattoo on you. I feel like it's a terrible idea, and I think it will never launch off.
I mean, if you think about it, even in hospitals for surgeries, while they have machines that they use for surgeries, there's still someone controlling
Yeah,
that
there's
machine.
still a surgeon overseeing the whole thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely agree. But, like, with tattooing, it's so fine. Like, every person's skin is so different that
Just
how
for
is a machine
surgeries, there's
gonna
still
tell,
someone controlling
like,
Yeah,
it.
there's
you
still
got- like,
a
you have to
surgeon
know
overseeing
to
the whole
lower
thing.
the voltage on
Yeah,
your
no,
skin. I
Yeah.
definitely
Go a
agree.
little bit slower
But like
when you're
with
working
tattooing,
with
it's
older
so
skin
fine
because it's more
like,
fragile.
but every person's
I
skin
don't
like, feel like is a so robot different is gonna that know how is
for
a machine
surgeries, there's
how
still
well
someone
that feels.
controlling
Right
it.
now,
Yeah,
there's still, I mean,
yeah.
eventually
you have to
surgeon
know
with a robot
They
does
better
know how to
back
do
it.
it.
really gonna know. I definitely agree. But like with tattooing, it's so fine because it's
Well,
like
there's so many
fragile,
different
but
types of
every
skin too. You know, you've
person-
got
I
people
don't
like
feel like
have a lot
robot
tougher
is
skin
gonna
just from
know how
occupational
is a
reasons and
machine
whatnot,
how
and
that
you
feels.
have
Yeah,
to
there's still, I mean,
go
eventually
slower
surgeon
with
with
skin
a robot
like
They
does
better
know how to
back
do
yeah,
it.
for like accommodate you. You have to like adjust different
But
needle depths
like
for
with
that too
tattooing,
versus
it's so
you know
fine
someone that's
because it's
well.
like
There's so many
regular
different
for
types of
every
skin too. You know,
person.
you've got
I
people
don't feel
like
like
have a lot
robot
tougher
is
skin,
gonna
thinner skin,
know how
occupational
is a
reasons
machine
and whatnot.
how
And
well
yeah,
that
using
feels.
actual
Yeah, there's still, I mean, eventually
slower
surgeon
give
with a
tattoos.
robot
They
does
better
know how to
back
do
Yeah,
it.
for like accommodate you. You have to like adjust different
But
needle
like
depths for
with
that too.
tattooing,
I
it's so
robot, you know,
fine
someone
because
that's
it's
well.
like
There's so many
regular
different
for
types of
every
skin too. You know, you've got
I
people
don't
like
feel like
have a lot
robot
tougher
is
skin,
gonna
thinner skin,
know how is a
occupational
machine
reasons and
how
whatnot.
well
And yeah, using
Yeah, there's
actual
still, I mean, eventually
slower
surgeon
give
with
They better back
tattoos.
it. Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
That happens to you after
I'll
you
do
die.
whatever I can to help you.
Well, there's so many different types of skin too. You know, you've got people that have a lot tougher skin than others. Yeah, using actual.
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
Well, there's so many different types of skin too. You know, you've got people that have a lot tougher skin than others. Yeah, using actual.
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
Well, there's so many different types of skin too. You know, you've got
Investors,
people that have a lot tougher skin than others.
were like not for it.
Yeah, you
Like
can
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
Well, there's so many different types of skin too. You know, you've got
Investors,
people that have a lot tougher skin than others.
but I did mention like not for it.
Yeah, you
Like
can
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
Well, there's so many different types of skin too.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Yeah, you
Like
can
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
It's a different life.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Yeah,
Like
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
It's a different life.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Yeah,
Like
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
I'll do
It's a different life.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Yeah,
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
it's like a string.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Oh.
Right, it sucks to suck.
It's like a string.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, it sucks to suck.
It's like a string.
Investors, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible.
It's like a string.
Sometimes you just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible.
It's like a string.
Sometimes you just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible.
It's like a string.
Sometimes you just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible.
It's like a string.
Here's my AI refuge. Just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible.
It's like a string.
Here's my AI refuge. Just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like not for it.
Right, oh, that'd be terrible. Here's my AI refuge. Just here's an extra life.
AI robot, but I did mention like
Here's my AI reference.
Here's an extra die.
AI but I didn't
Here's my AI reference.
Here's an extra die.
That it was
spot.
part of it, so I thought
That's
it was
funny.
I thought it was pretty funny that like now this dude has someone else's tattoo fucking with a nipple. It's comical to me. But I don't know. It can definitely be useful for some things, but yeah, it's mostly been a headache.
Yeah.
I can see it being useful, like Cheyenne, you used it, attempted to, when we were trying to kind of, like, conceptualize a three-headed bat
Yeah.
design, and we're like,
But
man,
like I didn't get anything that I wanted. I got like Chihuahua looking fucking bats. It was
We
so
did
funny.
use AI one time, me and Cheyenne, and got the greatest results.
Oh, for
We
the
did-
yeah, for the stripper.
So it
Mothman.
wasn't
Remember?
actually in the design,
Yeah, it
but
was
we
just
did
we
a
asked
drag
AI
Mothman.
to give us folklore
Yeah.
about a drag moth fan, and I
oh,
know we
and
got the
is that how
screenshots
that
of it.
tattoo got, like, came alive?
Well, so we
No.
or
no.
did you book it
No,
and
okay,
then...
so okay,
I was about
so
to say,
this
I
is
should
the
tell that
story.
story,
This,
though.
this is the
Client
story. So
specific.
this tattoo started. It wasn't drag Mothman, like someone just came in
Not at
asking
all.
for that. I had a client that was getting Anubis tattooed on them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in our notes, we'll put like color, black and gray for the design that we're doing. And the computer had decided to autocorrect it to, instead of it saying black and gray, it said black and gay Anubis. Uh,
Love it.
So we were just
So,
rambling in the
I-
back.
Slay.
yeah, we're talking about it and
Ah.
cracking up about it. And then me and Cheyenne were like, well, what if we actually did do
Like
that
some-
as a collaboration?
Yeah.
So we posted it, and sure enough, someone was like down for the idea, came up with Drag Mothman,
Mhm.
and then we just inputted it into the AI system to give it some folklore.
Yeah.
And it was pretty.
It was
fantastic.
pretty spot on. It was great because we did like glitter and neon. And,
What were some of the strengths? Do you remember?
dude, I don't remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
You
That
guys
was
should have
like
saved it.
back in the
I
fall.
should've.
Given the client a pamphlet of all the lore of their tattoo with their
Oh, that would have been
aftercare.
a great idea.
Right?
I feel like you had to have saved it, no?
I could
Or
probably
screenshot
search
it
for
or
it.
something.
It's like gay Mothman.
Right,
Dude,
like cryptids
it's
or like
fantastic.
gods.
It was like
it's crazy.
Like the power of light, like because they were attracted, because moths are attracted to
Love
light or
it.
something like
Yeah.
that.
It's all about-
Did you guys post that design?
I don't think we got finished picture.
Yeah, we still. I think we still have to get
Because
photos.
Britain was out.
That's
so
such a
it's-
good piece.
There was a bunch of different.
Or
healings
I
and
might
stuff.
have photos and I just forgot to share them.
Unless you had him come on a day that.
They weren't there.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
To be determined.
To be
AI has its strengths and downfalls for sure. I don't think I trust a robot tattooing me. That's for sure.
Nope, definitely not.
No. Yeah, for real.
100%. And also, exactly like they were saying, how you know that thing's not gonna malfunction on you, and you know, at least
Oh
a
my
person
God.
you can like push off of you, right? If they're
And they all were
malfunctioning.
like, from what I saw at least, like little minimal, super like basic line work designs.
White.
That just
No, but
didn't even
Yeah.
look good.
yeah,
really.
I saw a
And-
video of it, and it was rough.
Like off the bat, they don't look crisp.
And it said that it makes it with dots. So that is
Yeah, I don't-
quite literally like crazy that it's all dot look rather than
Widowy.
the whole thing,
What was your tattoo?
you know,
So the
being
client
made of lines. I mean, it would look
keep
great if you're
forgetting.
tattooing a palm.
Valuable
but-
and not
And not
fatal.
Only if they use a coil
Fatal
machine.
and
And
not
not
fatal.
fatal.
And not fatal,
But
guys.
yeah,
It
that's
is
the only
not.
way I've ever gotten a palm tattoo to stick is with dot work, not by pulling lines. Jake, wouldn't you agree? Dots,
He said, well,
dots,
For palm
He said
tattoos.
well.
and like more like rather than pulling a line, make that line up of dots and it sticks better. Yeah, I don't know why it does, but it does.
The
Probably
pressure
'cause-
is consistent all the way through, probably.
Blowing it out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Blowing it out.
It's in
Love
there.
It ain't going nowhere. Quite literally.
Literally.
So last week, I had a client ask. They wanted to know how we got into tattooing. So I'm curious, Jordan. What was like your epiphany moment where you're like, I want to be a tattoo artist?
Origin story,
What's your lore? Speaking of lore,
Give us the lore.
Right.
and some guy jumped out and said, "Give me your money," and then he turned it.
some moth came down the pole and he was like,
There was this guy. He once told me that
I'm scared
if
for you
I
already.
did really good drawings, I could tattoo it nudes of poppin'.
nudes of poppin'?
Oh boy.
This is a true. No, I
This is
did.
a true story.
We did tattoo a nudes of poppin' once. That is something that happened. No, I've had a long day, so I'm a little delusional today.
Delulu level 10 achieved.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not old. Yeah, like Grandpa. But yeah, no, I got into tattooing because I always liked art. I was always into it. I really liked graffiti a lot. Man, someone's bumping
For
some
real?
bass out there.
That was vibing.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Earthquake.
So like, how old were you when you were like even thought about like, oh, okay, like tattooing could be a job?
When I was 14, I got my first tattoo.
Yeah.
Yep,
You get your first tattoo at 14?
100%.
Who did it?
Wild.
Oh, it was a tribal armband.
Did
You basic bitch.
Chris do it?
Christopher, yes.
Christopher.
Chris, who worked here, did it. That was back in the day when there wasn't really a minimum age for tattooing. Like, anybody could,
2 years old, rolling up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it up,
A
baby.
little wild time.
yeah, I mean, if your parents would sign off for it,
No problems.
you could get tattooed back in the day. And at that point, I walked into Bluebird, and there was a fucking koi pond in the center.
Mhm.
This place was fucking dope. I was just like, awesome. I want to work here. Yeah, I mean, Drew
Bring
was
back
here.
the koi fish.
Drew was here at that time. Chris was working here.
Snack.
Dave Allen. Who else? Big G. Big G worked here at that time. I don't know who else was working here at that time when I came in, but yeah. But I got tattooed. My mom got a tattoo. My brother even got tattooed
Yeah.
that day.
Were you nervous?
Oh yeah. I was just super stoked that I was gonna get tattooed, so I just fucking picked tribal off the wall, and yeah, it was fucking awesome.
The original street art.
Every village sports.
Here goes the. But you know what? Tribal's making a comeback.
Yeah.
Tribal and
Isn't yours covered now?
barbed wire.
Racism doesn't mean it should be here.
Yeah, his is covered.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Could
It's
they
the
even
one-
hear
I
that
think I
joke
missed
you
it.
made?
Yeah, yeah. For sure.
About that? You sure about that?
It's all good. That happens. But yeah, I just like always was into tattooing. I liked it. I was fond of it. I really was into American traditional. But yeah, and it was really funny because I was so into traditional, but the shop that I learned at, everybody there did realism, like hyper photorealism. Got a beautiful portrait on my chest from Jamie. But yeah, it was wild because they were like, oh yeah, we don't have any big liners here. And I was just like, but I want to do like bold shit. And they were just like, well, take a lighter and fucking make your needles spread out a little bit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And sure enough, if you held the lighter up there, what it did is it heated up the solder, so it like spread out the needles, and it gapped out a little bit. And man, you could make a 5 liner into a fucking 9 round shader.
It's like,
For real. Like, if I'm lying, I'm dying, right, Jake? Yeah. I mean, it's just old school knowledge, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's going back to the old days. You couldn't fucking take a lighter to a cartridge; you'd melt it.
For real.
Be done for.
Yeah, there's no playing that game.
no.
You burn your fingers.
Haley, how did
But yeah, Haley,
how
what about
did you get into
How
like
did
what
I
was
get
yeah,
in?
like
Oh
what
my
was your
gosh.
like I want to be a tattoo artist.
So, I was always super artsy, as you all know.
you Aussie?
Artsy. My dad is a tattoo artist, so I
Is he?
kind of been
No
around.
way.
Oh my god.
Is
One
he
of the
dude?
co-founders of Boobo Tattoo, actually.
Oh.
Shout out to Chris Nance Piss Pants.
he gonna fucking kill you for that one. But for real, I mean that is who did my tribal.
Yep. So one of the two Bluebird OGs. But anyway, so I've been around tattooing pretty much forever, and after I graduated high school, I decided to go to school for art. I wasn't really sure what I was going for. I think I was interested in digital art, and then I was interested in like cosmetic art and stuff like this. I was all over the place. But the art school I went to ended up being a big bag of
Don't do
Dicks.
it. It's a mistake.
yeah, it was pretty much a big scam. That school now shut down. There's actually another artist here that also went and dropped out of that school probably 10
I almost
years.
went twice,
10 years.
and then I didn't.
I know of probably like 3 to 4 artists in Northwest Indiana that became
I also know
tattoo
multiple
artists.
tattoo
Yeah,
artists
that
who
became
all.
tattoo artists after
yeah.
dropping
Hey,
out
you know
of
what? That
school.
place,
Wow.
as bad as they may have been,
like a
they
canon
did one
event
thing right.
for our
They pushed out
generation.
some
Hey,
good artists.
They got rid of all their good artists
Our
and stayed a shitty
tattoo
school.
artist.
We're a bunch of college dropouts.
We're the hairstylist of high school.
We are. Anyway.
My wife's gonna fucking kill me.
So I ended up dropping out of my first semester of college, and
Slay.
I was doing a bunch of commission artwork to try and make money because I now owed thousands of dollars for only a semester of schooling. And in that time, I was also being commissioned to draw up like tattoo designs, and I like absolutely fell in love with it. And I was like, damn, why didn't I think of this? I've been around tattooing pretty much my whole life, and so I went to my dad and I was like, what do I need to do to get into the industry? Like, I really want to get an apprenticeship. And for about 6 months, he made me create a portfolio. He's like, you're going to have to go to all these shops and present it. You're going to come to our shop and present it too. And they're going to critique you and stuff. And I was like, cool, I'll go to this. So I came here. This was the first shop I went to. And then I never went to any other shop because you guys took me right away. So
How did it feel having a bunch of artists critique your portfolio?
yeah, I will say after the critique, I went out in my car and cried because I was just so anxious. You know,
Right.
as an artist, you're just constantly so critical of yourself. And, you know, I was not in the tattoo world. I didn't know if my portfolio had really any artwork that was even remotely...
I remember you came in and you had some digital stuff, and I was just like,
Yeah, I did.
I was just like, nope.
I had some digital stuff, and Jordan actually went like, cool, that looks cool, but can you draw
Can you draw
normally?
on paper?
Can you draw?
And so one of the things that I went home with that day was, next time I see you, I want to see a bunch of hand-drawn shit. And I had a bunch of hand-drawn shit. And I came in, and I got my apprenticeship, and I busted my ass here just like everyone else did. And that's my evil origin story.
Yeah,
I can't remember your portfolio. Was it all digital originally?
No, a lot of it was actually like personal artwork in there, like my own just like stylized stuff that you wouldn't tattoo necessarily.
That's why she went to the car and cried, because her personal artwork was out there like, shit.
Well,
Not gonna work.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it was Jordan and I want to say maybe Jay.
I probably did look
And
at
you
it,
guys
but
were
I
I
don't
probably
remember.
didn't say
Counter.
shit.
You
'cause
guys
I
didn't
was
say a
fresh
fucking
out
thing,
my
and then the
apprenticeship.
only thing Jordan said was, it got to a page of banners that I had drawn. One of the banners said, "You smell," and Jordan busted out laughing, and that was the only thing that he said to me the whole time, until at the very end when he's like, "I want to see more hand-drawn stuff. Show me," like, I think I had like 3 traditional pieces in there, and he was like, "Show me more trad stuff. If you can't do trad, like, good luck, you know. And I
Then
did. I
you're
went home.
bad.
I did like 3 fucking huge sheets of trad designs. I came back in with them, and
Cheyenne, do you remember your portfolio at all?
Yeah, I know
I
my
wanna say
portfolio was
something.
probably pretty shit because I lost all of my artwork. I was in all art classes growing up. I had a shit ton of art. But when I was like 19, I lost everything that I had in school except for like a couple of paintings. So I had some shit from my couple of months at Shithole Place. But I know when I got hired, there was like 2 other people that came in who had way better portfolios than I did. But I just kept annoying you guys.
Yeah. You actually did one of the good things that I actually suggest people do. Like, if you come into the tattoo shop and you're asking for an apprenticeship and your portfolio is all on your iPad, I'm not even gonna talk to you. Like, I feel like there's too many. Like, yeah, it's great that it helps us be
And when
more
when you say it
fluent.
on an iPad, do you mean like all the artwork is on the iPad, or do you mean like even if they came with an iPad that has photos of work that
digitally
Was
done
drawn.
artwork.
Yeah, I still, because you want to see it,
Yeah, you still want to see that in
because you
person.
you can tell on paper if someone traced something
Yeah.
or not. You can feel the paper, you can look at it, and I can tell you if someone traced it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
you like actually having
Yeah,
like, that physical copy
Yes,
there,
because
Yeah.
I want to know that motherfucker
or original
put in
physical
the
original.
time
Mhm.
to draw that, rather than, like, it's great nowadays for us experienced artists to, use the little shortcut tools like making a perfect circle if you hold down for 2 seconds. But
Right.
I want to know, I mean, I put Cheyenne through the fucking
Oh my
ringer,
God.
made her draw 50 perfect circles.
It was
I had to
way
do that too. I
more
did
than
100.
50.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, I did
Cheyenne
100.
had
Yeah,
me
it
do the
was
same
like
thing during my
pages full.
apprenticeship.
It was pages on paper and pencil. It was pages on fake skin.
And you know, it's cool
But-
that the
And
digital
I
stuff
utilize
is
that shit
there
all
and
the
it's
time.
a tool,
Yeah.
but being able to actually have the skill to do that
Mhm.
is the difference between a good artist and like a
Yeah,
great
you
artist.
can't
Yeah.
hold down on someone's skin and turn it into
No.
a perfect circle.
Yeah.
I
So-
literally just yesterday did a bunch of freehand circles on
Yeah.
this girl's
Yeah.
arm because I didn't like the way that they laid on her arm, so I just switched
And
it up a
sometimes you
little bit.
have to like even you might put the stencil on and a section of it just falls off. You have to
Yeah.
hand draw that on.
Yeah.
I just saw like Jake just did this really cool tattoo on Sam today, and he hand drew the whole thing.
Mhm.
You know, if you don't have that skill set and you're working around as like filler, you can't do that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how often you have to hand draw. I know, like, it's so easy to throw a stencil on and then everyone's like, oh, you just trace it, blah, blah, blah. But there's so many so many situations where there's no other way to fill that gap with that tattoo without hand drawing it in there, you know?
Yeah.
Your
I
body
love
is
I mean, you guys know a couple the sleeves
so
I've done. I've
fun
done
to
like
hand draw.
drawing
hand,
tat-
hand
It takes
draw.
more time.
but
But
it
it's
feels
so fun.
really rewarding.
I love when clients look at you, or like, I mean, I've even said it to you guys sometimes, because in the beginning when you guys were starting out, like, you would freak out when you lose your stencil. I'm like, guys, take a second, think about it. You fucking drew this,
Right.
Yeah.
so you should be able to replicate it on the skin.
That was me today with my
and
chest
you guys,
tattoo.
Exactly. You
I
stepped
did,
back, you looked at it, and you tackled it. You know what I mean? And that's
Hey,
the
a
difference.
lot of things are nerve wracking as an apprentice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah,
There
but-
is a
You got a lot
crutch
to
having
prove, so
stencils.
the pressure's on.
Yeah, the circle thing, Cheyenne had me do that as well when I was an
Yeah.
apprentice, when I was like,
Because
hey,
I was
y'all.
like, I feel like that was probably the most. I remember doing it and being like, this is so fucking stupid
You were
and
pissed at
annoying.
me.
I
You were
was
like,
so
you
mad.
were mad.
You know
But
what?
I use it
I
all
think I
the
remember
time.
when you had to draw the circles too. You were
Yeah.
also really mad. You were
yeah,
like,
I was like,
I'm like, yeah, I know.
and
it's
actually,
annoying.
in the same breath, Jordan had me do 50 perfect 5-point stars as
Fuck
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
I
I'm
kept
fucking
all
tired of
those sheets,
drawing
dude. I don't think I'll
stars.
ever get
How
rid
many
of them. I
American
still have
flags have
them.
you tattooed where that's come in handy?
True
though?
that.
yeah.
Or how about
Exactly.
I don't remember who had me do this. Someone had me get a notebook paper and every day I'd have to try and perfectly trace the lines on the notebook paper just to get that like motion of
going
in a
stencil.
straight line and following a stencil. And
Yeah.
Oh,
that was, I think I still
That's
have
actually
that
a pretty
notebook.
cool.
I've got like pages. I want to say
yeah.
maybe Chris had me do that, but
You're
yeah.
giving away all the secrets to tattooing.
hey, I'd rather give out the good secrets, and we have good artists out there,
Right.
you know.
Watch our last
Give me 2
episode if you
tattoos.
do not know
I
about
need to
this
feel the
girl.
needle, yeah. I need to feel the tube.
TikTok's been overrun.
Oh, you're welcome.
I made two days without hearing about her.
Alien.
And then he opened
The
TikTok, and I
Jesus.
just knew immediately that those 2 days were gonna be over.
There was.
Whoa,
I think,
and then.
And it
do you,
was like the second video, I think.
But do you guys remember, or later on in the week when you got the, she got a random follower that was like, she was just like, oh, I wonder if this is. It was the same last name, and you were like, oh, I
yeah.
wonder if these are the same people, or if they were related.
well, that's not her
Maybe
real
she's gonna
last name. That's her like artist stage name.
Oh,
She has.
Oh, 'cause she
That's not-
tattoos for G.
I'm the
She
stray
tattoos for
tats.
Jesus, so it's De Jesus. But
That's my stupid
her
name.
actual last name's like McCormick, some random shit like that. McCormick's
So
a food
plain.
brand, isn't that?
It's a
That was,
place.
that was the
Period.
only downfall of becoming verified, was that I had to put that my name is Jordan Clough rather than the straight tats,
Yeah.
because, dude, that shit was so much fun when people would just come in and
Come
they'd be
up to
like,
you.
I'm here for a tattoo with the straight
Are
tats.
you Brainstorm Tats?
Yeah.
who
I get that
is
a
he?
lot. I've been out at the
Or
bar, and
she?
someone has been like, hey, brainstorm tats.
What's
You're
up?
like,
What's up?
Okay,
plug?
you clearly don't fucking know me. I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah, yeah, you don't know my real name,
yeah,
so fuck
stop
off.
acting like we're friends right now.
Yeah, you will
They just
Just-
want a tattoo.
You just
You
call me
freak
by
me
my
out.
I get
cat.
it though. I get it though, because when we're talking
You don't
about like
know me.
artists that we like to follow and stuff,
We do say
their Instagram
handle.
name,
True.
like Alex Happy Cane. I always just say,
Yeah,
hey,
because if
Happy
you say
Cane,
Alex,
like,
I'm like, huh?
you're like,
Yeah.
who are you talking about?
True.
Right, that's what I'm so worried about, like, because, like, I'm getting
He
tattooed
just cannot help himself. at
by
this point.
Jason on Friday at the
Mamela?
convention.
Rulo.
But he goes, his name is Jason Lawyer, but on Ink Master he went by Sketchy Lawyer, and
Lawyer.
on
Like, you
Instagram
go by his
he
nickname,
goes
you call him
by
Sketchy.
yeah. So do I call him Sketchy or like do I call him Jason?
Sir lawyer.
Mr. Lawyer.
Saya,
I'm gonna be like, Mr. Lawyer, how you doing?
you've got a lot of accents going on
Yeah,
right
you
now.
know. I'm delusional at this point.
Delulu.
Back to back dick off
Delulu level
tournaments.
100.
Britton, what was your origin story?
Realized that
Uh,
that's what you
so-
should have been doing for the past, like, I don't know, what, 3 years? Because the moment you start doing that, the viewers jump to 9.
Slay.
It's the magic stuff. He literally has
Your
the
new
magic
vocal
toy.
voice.
Guys, don't feed into this.
My name is Ezra Adahold. I'm a professional disc golfer.
Britton, what was your
Anyways.
origin story?
So I actually didn't know I wanted to tattoo until like a few years prior to starting tattooing. I went to school for fine arts and wanted to go into animation.
Uh-huh.
And then my school never added the program when they said they
Yeah.
were.
Oh,
Funny,
no.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my school said they had a graphic design department, and they never had a graphic
Yeah,
design
my
department.
school's like, oh yeah, we're gonna add that
I'm glad I
next
didn't go
year.
to college.
4 years later,
Yeah.
I just have a, but
They
I,
gotta get those
Right.
admissions, okay?
but yeah, I did get my degree, and then afterwards, I was like, what do I do with it? So I,
What do now?
yeah, what do now?
What do now?
So then I job hopped around for a little bit, and then met now she's my wife, and I kind of got the hookup because that's his sister, and so
Slay.
I don't know if it was a hookup. We put you through the fucking ringer. It was.
yeah,
me
I did
too.
have to bring
I-
have to bring a portfolio in, and I had to
And
go
Britton
through all
was
that.
also raised in the COVID era, partially of his apprenticeship. which
I started
is
before.
crazy.
I started right before that.
Yeah.
I started
Yeah,
in 2019. Did like the whole not tattooing portion of my apprenticeship, and then did my first tattoo on myself, and the next day we closed.
Yep.
And then I couldn't tattoo for like what
That's-
3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That's kind of like
terrible.
how it was for
so
me.
annoying.
I like tattooed the first group of. We did a Friday the 13th, and we shut down that Monday. So like that Friday, I had like 2 million
I
people
remember,
outside
yeah.
of my fucking booth, and I wasn't even supposed to tattoo anyone, but everyone wanted my shit, and we were so busy. They were like, shut the fuck up and do it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And then, yeah, Monday we shut down.
I'll never forget it because we were at
That wasn't here,
we
that
were
was
at the
at
Spite
that
show
show.
that Friday or that Thursday night, and it was like super airy there. Like we were downtown
Oh, it was
Chicago,
so weird right
and there was
before.
like no
Yeah.
one out in downtown Chicago. The streets were dead. It's 8 o'clock. We're like, this is fucking weird. And then I thought I broke my hand on a dude's face. And Laura was just like, you have to tattoo Friday the 13th the next day.
Mhm.
And we were slam packed because you did a bunch of...
I'm talking about
No, this
my
was
old.
before.
I'm talking because
That
I
was
wasn't
She
here
wasn't
until
with
after
us.
I
COVID.
had just started tattooing.
Yeah,
So she wouldn't have been tattooed. She
I didn't start here
wouldn't have
until
mattered.
Yeah, I don't even think
September
she was
of
here yet.
like 2020.
I had to set
2021.
up for you that Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
fun. Said no one
We've
ever.
done a lot of Friday the 13th, so
You
it's
ever have to set up and break
they all
down
blend
after
together
me
every once in a while.
at a convention or a flash day? I'm moving. You're setting up a lot.
Huh?
What?
I missed what
On
you said.
Flash
I'd
Day.
say, like, I
Like
missed
on-
the first half of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Jesus Christ, how much weed did all of you smoke?
None.
You just said
You
if,
just,
if
like,
you have to
said
set me
abundance
up,
of
I'm
words
moving.
and
What does that
no,
mean?
no, if like you ever set me up or at a convention or during a flash day, like I move, like
Oh,
There's
you're
a-
fast.
there's
yeah.
a-
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
You're
taking
setting
it
up.
as like you're just leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you
I-
talking?
Set me up,
like,
bitch.
Like
I'm
I did
there.
you a favor.
You're-
Why are
you're-
you mad at me now?
you're
Yeah,
setting
I
up
never,
and breaking down
as an
really quick.
apprentice, so I did not stop moving at those flash events because you set up when
Yeah.
you're an apprentice here.
You feel like an apprentice on a Flash
yeah,
Friday the
you
13th.
are
Mhm.
setting up and breaking down every artist who's whipping out quick little banger tattoos in 10
It's
to
so
15
fun, though.
minutes. And
I love a flash day. I just like thrive off
I
of the
love
chaos.
flash days. Well, I love them
That's
now
like
as
what
an
I
artist.
started on. so every
I
time
like,
it
Nick
just
Bo's
I like
about to
that they
stop playing
are
with his
only once in a
pecker.
while. If they were all the time, I'd be exhausted from
For
it.
sure. I love a good. I love a flash event. I love a good convention. I like
Yeah.
high adrenaline like days like that. But they're exhausting. Well, I like them as an artist now, not as an apprentice. That was rough.
yeah.
When you're an artist,
It's
you're
rough
in your
these days
bubble.
because we don't have an apprentice to do it for us now.
We gotta do it ourselves.
I've never had an apprentice to do
we
it.
are not
so
having another apprentice for a very long
we
time.
don't got the
if we
room for
ever
another
do.
apprentice.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we've got a great shop full of great artists, and I mean there are gonna be people out there that become apprentices and will also become great artists, but we just don't have
Not
the
with us
space
for
for it at the
now.
moment.
Not until I take over the nail salon. Dun dun dun. No.
Then
Subtle
an apprentice
foreshadowing?
for every single artist.
Right? Yeah.
You guys will all learn how to do nails.
But I mean, yeah, we don't want to take someone on and like tell them, oh, you're gonna be an apprentice, but we don't have a spot for you and
It's
don't
stuck.
intend to actually make you an artist. You know, it's unfortunate, but there's definitely shops out there that will try to take advantage of people like that.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, how do you guys feel about some shops charging apprentices for an apprenticeship?
Dude.
Oh, well, you could do that down the street. Yeah. It was like what? I think the gimmick back in the day was $1,000 pays for your insurance and your tattoo equipment, and you were just given a fucking machine and thrown on the floor. Like, that shit is wild to
YOLO.
me.
That's
Well,
kinda what
there's
happened to me.
there's modern day issues with that too, where people are paying, $5,000 to get into an apprenticeship where they're also not getting paid. In my opinion,
And they're
There-
just like stuck
and
as
then
an
there's-
apprentice forever.
yeah. And then there's an issue where people feel as an apprentice they should be paid. Okay, that's a whole nother topic.
You're being paid in knowledge.
You're being paid in
Yeah.
knowledge, but at the same
That's-
time,
I mean,
because
we just spent how much money going to college
yeah,
to get knowledge? The trade-off is you're
yeah.
working for that knowledge.
It's
here.
just you're being trained. This is it's just like if you were going into a union as an apprentice. It's the same
It's
thing.
like the Karate Kid.
But
Yeah.
the issue is like then expecting apprentices to then put down say $3,000 or something. $3,000, I'll take you on as an apprentice. You're gonna do all of this for me. And you know, true apprenticeship is being shop bitch for a while too. That's how you learn how to do the dirty work of, not the dirty work, but you know, that's how you learn how to fucking clean and do stuff properly. But
Pay your dues.
yeah, pay your dues.
Yeah.
But I would never expect, if I were taking on an apprentice, I would never
Yeah.
expect them to give me money when I'm expecting them to do all of this work for me without the expectation of payment, you know?
Yeah.
Why would, that just seems...
It just seems odd. I mean, I guess there might be an instance where that does work, but I don't know. It's like a major red flag to me.
Yeah, I've always felt like that's fucked up to do either way. I feel like you should work for it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm biased because that's what we all did, but
So are there people paying to become apprentices and
Yeah,
not
so
putting
I
the
actually
work in?
I actually just had
or-
someone talking to me about this. They have a friend that wants to try it and get into tattooing, and so their friend is reaching out to this shop in the area, and the shop is like, well, it's $5,000 and you can get your apprenticeship. And so they're like considering paying this, and it's like, do you even know that they're gonna have you tattooing at the end of this?
Yeah.
They could be just taking your money.
And
There's-
they
well,
can
and
do that,
that's
you know?
what I've known from people who've told me that they know someone or they personally have done that. That's usually what ends up happening
I mean,
is
that
they
happened
get
with your
stuck
college.
just not even tattooing, just being the shop bitch essentially for fucking years.
Yeah.
Free.
And
Well, yeah.
for what?
remember
And
Liberty came in here and was just like, "What do I do? Like, they're not taking me serious and not making me out of an apprentice." I was like, "Fucking talk to them." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
you
gotta
like,
be
communicate.
real with
Yeah,
the person.
even regardless of if you're paying to get into your apprenticeship or not, if you put the time in and you've been there for year, 2 years, 3 years, and they are not making any progress of you, and you're clearly at a point where you should be a full-time artist, then they're just taking advantage of you at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the flip side too, I know, you know, on the flip side of this whole story too, I know there's a lot of apprentices out there right now that are wanting a tattoo faster than what the apprenticeship is too.
Yeah.
And
there's
I know like
impatience.
you've had a much more old school apprenticeship. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think everybody needs to pay their fucking dues. There's a lot of kids these days that think that they can just get into tattooing, and like it's like any trade job out there. Like, I had a discussion with Jake about this because he's going into the union starting next week. And I'm like, are you worried about being low man on the totem pole? Because you're going to have to pay your dues again, you know? And, like, it's something that you have to do to get the respect. But to pay your dues, you feel there's a certain, like, rewarding feeling at the end of the day that, like, hey, you know, you like,
You actually
I
earned it.
know what I did and I earned my shit,
Yeah.
rather than saying, you know, just like you and Haley. I mean, yeah, you married my sister Haley. You were Chris's daughter.
But you still
But
put that
I
time
am
in. You put that
I am
energy
telling
in.
you guys. I told Chris right off the bat. I was like, I am giving these guys fucking hell. I'm like, I'm sure you guys hated me, but it's because
You were
You-
weaving out the bad.
I know Jay pushed me really hard in my apprenticeship, but that's what makes you a good tattoo artist.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have someone pushing you, or you're getting upset too easily over like certain things, and
How are you expected to deal with a complicated client that's going to do the same crap to you? If you can't
Yeah.
handle your mentors being rough on you, how are you going to
But not only that,
And that's
you
all part of
also
the gig
see,
at the end of the
but
day.
it's also moved into the guys that haven't had the traditional apprenticeship or paid their dues. You see, some of these people are opening private studios. They're doing, you know, maybe one tattoo a day, and you see that they're crying on the internet right now that they're fucking broke, and they, you know, they've got no one to come in to get tattooed, to where, like, we stay open what our hours say, which are 11 to 7, and we stay open, and we get walk-ins, and that's why we stay busy, and, you know, people come here because they know they can come in. And this generation just I feel like kind of wants it a little bit easier and just kind of hand it to them rather than having to pay their dues.
I think there's this like overarching theme of knowing your worth, which absolutely know your worth, know when you're being taken advantage of, but have respect for the people that came before you and had to be treated like shit to get to where they are and had to work way harder, especially for like even girls in the industry too. Like our generation of girls may not have had it so hard, you know, coming into the industry, being a woman, but the maybe generation or two before us of women going into the industry had to deal with some crazy shit to be able to, you know, be respected the same way. And so, like, never would I try and act like I got it so hard, because I didn't. And I didn't have, like, a true apprenticeship, like how, you know, old school apprenticeship by description. Like, I had a pretty modern apprenticeship. I still had to do, you know, those crazy things that you do sometimes, like those old school apprenticeships had, but...
Do you or Cheyenne ever have any kind of difficulties as women in the industry?
I think well, at least for me personally, the biggest difficulty, I have thankfully never had an issue with people, like, being disrespectful artist-wise because I'm a girl in the industry. I don't think that's an issue. I think there's actually pros and cons to being a female. I think, client-wise is mainly where it's at. Sometimes you have clients that kind of fetishize female tattoo artists and make it really uncomfortable during appointments. We've got issues of clients like, I don't know if you've had this issue, but like, I've had an issue with clients calling up every single day asking for me. Even not even being a tattoo artist, just being in the tattoo industry in general. Like, we have a front desk girl that's had issues with clients calling up and asking for her all the time. And then at the same time, like, we also have, like, a benefit of being a girl because, you know, younger girls like to get tattooed by us because they're more comfortable, especially if it's in a vulnerable spot or something like that.
But
so.
I don't know, I feel like you guys are kind of like that middle generation, because I've had some of my homies that are tattooers reach out to have some of the female tattooers that work at their shop to like come over and hang out, because they look up to you girls as like heads right now in the area for
we're
being girls. You guys have definitely like the girl power duo here.
Yeah, we're definitely not the newest generation. I think honestly we can, at least in my opinion, pretty much just thank being at Bluebird for that, because...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like we're very lucky here, because I've heard so many horror stories, and, I mean, I worked a shop here before that nothing directly happened to me, but there was some fucked shit going on, you know, just in general. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me personally who have given me their horror stories of going to a shop that has... I mean, when I started here, I was the only girl, like, and that was the number one question I got all the time, was if I felt weird or like what it was like being the only girl here. And I've never ever felt fucking weird. I mean, we're all a big fucking happy family.
But that's the thing.
But that's not always how it goes.
Yeah, I think we're also lucky too, because Cheyenne and I aren't very.
Well, and I feel like I do feel like our shop, we'd all treat each other as family, and you're kind of, you know,
I give off a threatening aura, so I feel like men
Cheyenne
don't fuck with
me.
I
mean, Cheyenne, you definitely have gotten some messages that you've shown me that have.
But like the thing with me is like I've had clients who like send me a weird message, maybe like after our appointment, or like ask me on a date, but I've not really had like you and fucking Sam, where people are literally calling up the shop and asking for you different hours of the day. Like, that's
like
crazy.
Coming in every day asking if I was here.
Yeah.
But
just don't be a fucking creep. That's the number one thing.
That's the biggest thing. That's the only issue I've encountered. But I know other girls who've had issues being like tattoo artists with their coworkers being inappropriate and stuff, and bringing young girl apprentices on to take advantage of them because they want to try and, you know, and you see this in so many different industries. This is not just in relation to tattooing, but you see people kind of using their power and authority to take advantage of young girls. And it can be roles reversed too. Older women can be doing it to young boys too. Or,
but then there
whatever.
is also like that. There are definitely the female tattooers that have some of them that have given the bad rep to tattooing.
Yeah.
They
That,
feed
like,
into it.
They do.
Their shit is like, and honestly, like I see them sometimes at conventions and shit, and it's just like, you realize you're busy because you're fucking half naked. You know, your tits are out at the convention. You're in a bra and like booty shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's just marketing, my friend.
yeah, but
Hey, you know what?
but
You gotta
Picked
sell.
up a client
I understand
through
that.
tattooing.
Yeah, but regardless.
But I'm saying though, like, that's gotta, you know, like, you guys fucking made your name by
By the artwork that they do.
Cheyenne will come
Yeah.
in and fucking a full
Pajamas.
Shrek
I will come
get up
in my fucking
and not even
Patrick
give a fuck.
onesie.
You know what I'm saying? And she has built her career off
Off
of
of the
her
tattoos.
tattoos
You're like
being
the
bad.
tattoo version
It's
of Billie
not
Eilish.
gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? There's no
Yeah.
gimmick
Not
there.
the tattoo part, but
You
the
know, and
Billie
I
Eilish
feel
vibe.
like
That's what I strive for.
there's been some ladies that have used that, you know, sex sells,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but
But that's also the thing though, from a client standpoint. Like, I would much rather go to someone that shows up in a full Shrek getup and does their job. It's one of those like, first off, you're comfortable, I'm comfortable, and I know for a fact that you put in your time and your artwork is because you know what the hell you're doing, not because people are coming because you're half naked.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the common thing you see is like it's a lot of female artists are pretty alternative, which in general, alternative girls can dress more skimpy sometimes, and they're fetishized just on their own. So you put some alternative girls into the tattoo world, and of course a guy or a girl is gonna go pay them just to be in their presence.
yeah,
That's how it is.
Whoa.
But I feel like
Let's
that's
be
how I
honest,
steer
though.
off a lot of the
It's not just
people.
guys that have been inappropriate too.
No, it's
Yeah.
girls
It has
too.
100% been girls too.
There's
that
actually
You-
been
That's
instances.
you and Laura. That's how you guys.
Oh my! Well, hold on. Let me tell you a story.
Wait.
No.
Don't make it sound
Yes.
like that.
So I 100% met my wife through tattooing.
Moab.
She
My
came
wife.
in and got tattooed. The first time I tattooed her, I didn't say but 2 words to her. She actually she bitched at me. Still to this day, bitched at me that I don't talk to my clients enough. But I'm fucking focusing on tattooing.
He's forward focused.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you
Yeah.
talk a lot, but we also
He's
are
gotten
in an
a lot
open-
better. When I
Right.
first
It
started, he
depends.
did not talk to his
Yeah.
clients at all.
We're in like an open concept
remember
shop, so
that.
we're all talking to each other half the time. Like
Yeah.
And I think
all
that's
of our
why a lot of
clients
people
are
like
engaging.
coming here
Yeah.
because like it's got like that barber shop feel. Like you can
Yes.
fucking shit
I'm
talk like
constantly listening in on other
Dude,
conversations.
I love
I
eavesdropping on
love it.
people's
And
demos.
like some people don't pipe in, but
like a big
I'll be up
family
front
event.
here, and fucking Haley will be having a conversation in the back. I don't know how I'm hearing it, but
Yeah.
I hear it, and I'm just like, yeah, what about this? Just screaming it across the shop. You know?
It's fun though, and our clients love it. Our clients, like even today, the guy I was working on today, he was just so excited at the fact that you came over and complimented his tattoo and said, "Oh, that looks really good, Haley." And he's like, "Man, that just made me feel so good. Like now I know I got a good tattoo." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But it is, it's
clients
cool.
love
It's
that.
it's really fun to take a break from your tattoo and then actually get to walk around and see what everyone else is working on.
And we're all boasting each other, making each other feel good.
Yeah. And it's inspirational too. You know, you see like Cheyenne's working next to me and she's working on this really badass piece. It kind of motivates you because you're like, all right, I want to do something really cool too.
That's what I love about our shop is that everyone does different styles, and it makes you want to like explore trying different things because you see, like I walk over and see Jordan doing something neo-trad, I'm like, damn, I want to do some neo-trad flowers in my next original or something, you know? Because it's just like,
Yeah.
we're all inspiring each other, we all do different things. But yeah. We're closed, and there's a client here.
Happens to be a Portage police officer.
Oh,
Hober,
shit.
Hober police officer, but we still
Let me
take
put my
care of
high
them.
noon away.
Yeah, they're our friends.
You're not 5.
Yeah, you're 21. You're
I
allowed to
forget.
Sam.
think that
I
now.
forget that I'm 20.
Sam! Sam!
You can let him in.
Let him in! You can come in.
You want me to hit a
If,
few right now?
are you setting up an appointment? Oh. Okay. Yeah, help him out. How you doing today, brother?
How's it going?
Good, good. Sorry, we're doing a podcast.
No,
Oh,
you're
no,
good.
no, you're good. No. We're almost done anyways. We only got about... Actually, we could probably wrap it up anyways. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I can keep talking. I can't shut up usually, so. Anyway.
Um,
Yeah, we all talk with our, each other in the shop, and
and I think that's what makes people like coming to Bluebird is that we, I mean, there are definitely the shops that have, like, that private room, like, that...
that exclusivity feel.
Yeah, and that's cool and all, but, like, there's, in this day and age, there's too much, oh, he touched me inappropriately or she touched... Like, here at Bluebird, you can't... There's no getting away with that bullshit. Like, and that's why we say that this place is a safe place, because we don't put up with that shit either. There's no room for creeps in this industry, and especially at this shop.
Period.
I mean,
Mic
when
Getting
drop.
tattooed, you feel super vulnerable. So you
It is
want-
vulnerable.
Yeah, like I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people open up to us during tattoos as well, and
And that's
talk
something
to
that
us
you need to
about
respect.
stuff.
The client tattoo artist relationship is something that has to be respected on both ends.
yeah. And I feel like we really give the client, the best opportunity here to get a tattoo and to build a friendship. I made a post the other day, or shared a post, that your clients will become your friends faster than your friends will become your clients.
Period.
Like,
True.
That's
and,
the
it-
truth.
and it's so true. I mean, we talked about it. We had a 4th of July party. We're going to have another 4th of July party this year. Invite
With
only.
a dunk tank.
Invite
Yes.
only.
Invite only. But yeah. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Have a good night.
But it was cool because we had a bunch of clients there. It wasn't just all of us artists and our friends. It was
Wait.
like it was our.
This over, he will now forever remember all of us.
100%.
Oh, are we being too loud or something? He says that. Not my district, not my problem.
Okay, I heard him say that. I wasn't sure if it.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, and that's what's cool. Like, we tattoo a lot of police officers because we're right next to the police station.
Oh my god, we
Literally.
tattoo a lot of everybody here, okay?
Yeah, we
True.
tattoo a lot of everybody. But yeah.
If this
100% we become friends with our clients. Like, I keep my books filled with just my regulars alone, and I'm best friends with all of them. Like, they all have my phone number. They, like,
Whoa, that's
feel
not
like-
safe.
well, not my work phone number, not my personal phone number.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And, like, yeah, it just feels like I'm going to hang out with my friends every day when I go into work and
Yeah.
get to do cool art.
And that's
Sure.
Sign me up.
that's what this shit's about. Like, it's we go to work every day, and we put in some fucking work. We all bust our ass super hard. Shit. Yesterday, I played in a disc golf tournament. I was exhausted. I just knew I could not do the tattoo, and it was a walk-in, and Britton was just like, I'll do it. But he had to finish up his shit, and I drew the whole tattoo for him to help him out. I just knew that I wasn't capable to give a good tattoo at that point, so I passed it off, But, we help each other out here, and that's the biggest thing is we have that sense of community here and family.
Our walk-ins were busting yesterday. We
yeah,
had like
I
9
mean-
walk-ins yesterday.
Dude, yeah, they were like one after another.
Yeah.
Like the last
And
couple
people
hours
think
we
that
were
I
open.
lie when I say, like, we get, sometimes we get 1 or 2. Sometimes we get 9.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
always
it's
on,
so
like-
random too.
Yeah,
know?
it's so random. It'll be like a Monday morning, and we've got like 6 people lined up at the door. I'm like,
We're like, what the fuck?
Right, and that's
And the
usually
thing
the
is,
one
we're-
day that an artist calls off.
yeah,
or,
right.
Like,
And
has,
then
like,
it's
something
like,
happening
and then
to
it's
do,
a
and
Sunday. It's a
all
weekend.
of us are here.
We're all
and
here.
then
Well, that's
no
the thing,
one-
too,
it's
is,
And no
like,
one comes in.
We're booked a lot of the time, most of us.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's the hardest thing is we all
Especially right
keep
now
our
with,
books pretty full without walk-ins.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
getting into
Yeah,
to peak
it's
season
definitely
here.
the busier time of the year where.
So book your appointments now.
Yeah. I think what you're already looking at May, aren't
My
you?
May books are open now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to make a post about it, but my April is pretty much
Yeah,
closed.
I know my April's
My
like
books are always open.
half
Yeah.
open.
Yeah,
I don't like
I
our,
get-
our
too
books
far
are
out.
always
Yes,
open.
they
Yeah.
are always open,
Yeah,
but I
we're-
try and like not book out 6 months in advance because
Yeah.
I'll cry.
I
So.
don't like booking super far out like that. I'll do like 1 or 2 clients if they're
I'm going
really
on
kinda
Regulars,
vacations.
planned.
yeah.
But yeah, you book something that far out, and I feel like I forget what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and then I have to recontact my client.
Or you have to take a deposit, and then the appointment's not for 2 or 3 months, and you're like, damn,
Yeah.
that deposit's gone now.
But the nice thing is too, like even with us getting busier, I feel like we all do have small little gaps throughout the day that there's still someone always available.
Of course, we are always able. We will figure it out. Like, if we can't take you as a walk-in, we'll find a day to book you as an appointment. Like, we always figure it out, you know?
When in doubt, we figure it
We
out.
figure it out.
Literally.
Literally.
But yeah.
And
And I think that concludes it for this week.
Oh, real
don't
quick.
forget, we do have the Chicago Tattoo Convention
whoop whoop,
coming up this weekend
whoop
That
whoop,
at
is
the Donald
Friday.
E. Convention Center.
whoop
It
whoop.
is Friday, Saturday,
won't
and
be
Sunday.
there,
Friday
sadly.
2 to midnight. Saturday is 11 to 11. And Sunday is 11 to 8 p.m.
Wait,
Whoop, whoop.
Saturday's what?
11, 11.
11,
11 to
11.
11
11,
11.
11.
11 to 11. Come check out some tattoos. Some of us, I do know some of us do have time available.
Yeah.
So
Come
if
through.
you,
What the fuck is it?
if you do come through,
The
you
fuck?
definitely skip the
fuck?
wait of seeing us at the shop. So definitely
If
capitalize
you're from
on that.
Chicago
Yes.
and you're nearby,
Chicago.
and you don't wanna travel the 45 minutes to us.
Chicago.
Yeah.
we'll be there.
It's a city
Alrighty.
that's inviting.
Thank you for watching this week. Don't forget to subscribe, follow,
Like, subscribe, follow, retweet,
Yeah. What she
repost.
said.
share with
hit
your
that
friends,
button
share with your
wherever
mom,
it's
share with your
at.
uncle,
Yeah.
share with your grandpa,
It's
share with your
somewhere
dog,
over
share with your cat.
there.
What are we doing?
But all right, have a good one.
Bye!
You